All right, you guys, welcome to another video. All right, so I'm gonna make this one very short. Welcome in the love of our Father, Elohim Adonai, for in Him, Yahushua, Yahusha, in Him, Yahuwah, Elohim. All right, and we're here today to talk to you guys, to talk to each other, right? Being the heirs of our Father's promise, we're here to talk about what? We're here to talk about remembrance. It's a prayer of remembrance, okay? Because it's always good to remember or to give a memory to how you call forth on a situation that you go through, and you talk to Yahuwah for, like you talk to Him truly from your heart. It's always important on how you measure those things and you do it accordingly, okay? Because you can pray, but then if you don't remind, He could still do, but because He knows your heart as well, it's of your spirit as well and your intentions. But at the same time, it's like if you talk to a regular person about the same conversation every time, it's gonna kind of get boring a little bit after a while. You gotta not spice things up, but just make sure that you're learning. Okay, that's all that is. All right. So today we're gonna be in the Chronicles of what? Psalms and chapter 38. All right, and we're gonna read the whole thing, and we're gonna make it very quick. All right, so get you guys your Bibles. This is a translated version of a translated version, which I called FYI, or matter of fact, DIY. Okay, so we're gonna start. It's about now. All right, I'll start with you guys. So from verses 1 all the way to 22. O Master, do not remove me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath. Your arrows are lethal and they work properly in my time of stubbornness. My flesh is not sound of reasoning due to my anger, and also the rest of me that indulged in sin. My sinful acts has been lifted off me, being what? Much for me to carry. My old ways show relative to my sinful action and how easy corruption can affect. Verse 6. This is actually a perversion part in the translation of, if you watch my previous videos, Bi and Bal, you're going to know why I spoke of this now. Because when people are going to read it, they're going to be confused a little bit. In my troubled times of defeat, I fled to cry daily, for I carried the disease of corruption, and my flesh knew not to resist. I am tired, and I have no energy to fight no more. And that was verse 6, I believe, all the way to verse 7. I'm going to reread the verse 6 again. In my troubled times of defeat, I flee to carry daily, for I carried a disease of corruption, and my flesh knew not to resist. I am tired, and I have no energy to fight no more, saying this in silence, but truly in heart. So, Eli, I hid nothing from you, and gave unto you all my needs. For my heart is troubled, and I have lost strength seeking hope. My brethren and sisters, I'm not too friendly speaking about my pain to. The same ones that speak negative of me are the same ones chasing me and laying traps before me all day long. At first, I was in the dark and I knew nothing and felt no reason to speak. At that time, I chose to not speak about those that did evil. But Yahuwah, I hope you hear me, for I called you forth when my enemies mocked me, whenever I made mistakes and was caught. I made stops to my sinful actions before, as I presented them before you in a state of repentance. In all wrong I do, my enemies rejoice, for they hate me. That's why I disagree against those that exchange evil for profit. They have become my enemies. So do not abandon me, Yahuwah, and don't reproach me, and don't reproach from me, and come quick to my aid, my master, and save me. See how that's very good, very punctual, and very important. All right, and I definitely want to dig a little bit deep into verse 6, because in the books of the translations, right, in verse 6 it says, I am troubled, and I'm going to actually read all of them. I am troubled, and I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long, for my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared. By reason of this, well, by reason of disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desires before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. So in that specific, so verse 6 all the way to 9 is definitely corrupted. I'm talking about perversion on a finite level. This is another reason why I gave you guys these words, and I'm doing this exactly how it's supposed to be understood, because a lot of people are not going to realize that some things, when it's translated, is not translated based on what it's supposed to for the buy and bow. Okay, so if you've been keeping up with all of the terms that I've been giving you guys, knowing that I don't say too much because I want you guys to actually do your own research, is because of these specific situations. So please take these words into consideration. And yes, this is a remembrance prayer. So remember how to pray, and remember to remind who? Elohim. Remember to remind Elohim of your troubling days. He already knows, but even the angels, they sing of his praises. They sing a remembrance to his mighty work. It's not that they don't like, he don't need it, but it's because of it's our good nature, our goodwill to be in gratitude, right? Of the things that he does for us. Okay? And I made these, right, I made this specific translation because, like I said, buy and bulk. So a lot of times when we're reading, we're not really putting ourselves in these specific scenarios, or we're not really hearing exactly how it's being described. A lot of people are saying loins. If you know what the word loins is and what it means and how that was described, it is perverted. So no matter how you try to overlook it, if you ever get any type of negative thoughts just by reading certain things in these specific translations of these words, it's because it has been perverted. Like I made it in my previous videos, I don't hide nothing from you guys, not even my own personal situations from you guys. I don't hide nothing from you. This is our channel. I speak to you guys directly because I love you, and I love every last one of you that watch these videos. And if you have any questions, put in the comments. If you have any answers, still put in the comments, because this is very important. Okay, this is very important that we all learn to come, in a agreement, in some type of, I don't want to say congregation, but this is a ministry, but somewhat of a partnership between you and I, every last one of you. Okay, and I also did this because it's very important that people need to understand that it doesn't matter what you go through or what people have put you through. It doesn't matter what you go through or what people have put you through. At the end of the day, if you think that somebody has put you through a situation that is very uncomfortable or anything, that's another reason why I had to say perversion, because even if it was, right, regardless, tribulations, afflictions, it's all the same. It's still problems. It's still sin. It's still wickedness. Regardless, all of it is all of it. I put it in the same category. Okay, regardless of what you go through, you can be forgiven. That's why you are alive. Okay, I want you guys to understand that love is unconditional when it comes to Elohim, because you can't say that. All right, you can't say that we are alive and we do so much terrible things on this earth and to each other, right? And we're still alive. Imagine, no, remember know how many people had lost their lives to tsunamis, to hurricanes, to tornadoes, to earthquakes, to so many events of this world, even animal attacks, right? That is of nature alone, and you're still standing here. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the world, how much influence you have, how much status you have, how much less you are. Because even in the buy and bold, it says that those that are more so humble. I was going to say less, but those that are more so humble, they don't have all of these things that are of the riches, because you can have all of those things and you will always be saddened because you are in lack of goodness. You are in lack of love, of true love. You're going to find other reasons to use devices to fill up that void that you will not find if you don't find true love within yourself. You're always going to be angry. You're always going to find reasons to be mad. And this goes for men, this goes for women. So all of that toxic stuff, you guys, cut it out. Because we're here, we speak off the truth. If somebody said something to me and they were like, I'm going to tell you something about yourself, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen. We all got our personalities. We all got a heart. So please be very much understanding. Understanding that there's a difference, right, between logic and sound. Sound is something that is truthful, that cannot be changed in any manner or form. Logic is a concept. Sound is also a concept, but it's a truth to a concept, meaning a concept that cannot be changed. No matter what physics or metaphysical type of, alteration that you put in it, it's always going to be the same. Like the same way the sky is blue, there's a reason why it's blue. It was made blue for a specific purpose. Not only that, because we can have the sunlight, right? But that is not going to make daylight daylight. The same way you can have light, but the reflection of the light that you point towards whatever color is going to be reflected back onto us. For those that read, that knows about the firmament, please understand you cannot be Christian and don't think that there's a firmament. There's a firmament. It's just that the way that they explain the firmament is not exactly the way that people should know what the firmament is. Okay? We're here to learn. And what I know, I'm going to tell you guys. But then I can't say everything. The same way I told you to spell Gaia backwards, because Gaia is the name for the earth. If you spell Gaia backwards, it's going to tell you something, right? Just spell it backwards. Like Band-Aid, you feel me? Now you make the difference. You make the conclusions on exactly what you just got. The hints that, like these things, people like to go on TikTok and watch all of these videos. But everything in the truth of this reality is literally in front of you. Is in front of your eyes. There's also what is it called? Man, I know the name, but I cannot come to find. I can't come to figure. It comes. It always comes back. Like it goes and but then they always come back. I'm just gonna give you guys the terminology to it, right, and the effects. Whatever that you put your perception on is exactly what is real. And I know it sounds delusional, but you have to remember the purpose of singularity. Everything is all in one the same. When you take that perspective, right, you tune it up or you tweak it. All that means that all elements are all the same. The only difference between a different element and the element that you are is the amount of what? Different attributes of electrons and magnetisms that are put together to create first that element, to create other elements so that you can exist. And all of the elements that were made for the city, the promised land, the city that had all of those, jaspers. I think it was rubies, or whatever the case is in Revelations, right? And I believe it was in chapter 22. Right? All of those are literally found in our body. We are the code built from life itself, the source, Elohim. So when you say image, it's his image. He's life. He breathed the breath of life. Somebody that doesn't have life cannot breathe life into you, let alone they have to be life in order for life to be of you. You get what I'm saying? Like we are literally every part of everything that we are. And that's the purpose of I am that I am, meaning I am that, I am it, I am everything, I am everything that needs to be. I am the foundation, literally, that holds all of it together. I am literally the construct, the construction, because we were made in fire, put under earth, given water, and breathed in life. And breathed in life. I could have said it differently, but it's you get the image. Fire is exactly what's going to make people perish. There are different levels to fire. The same way there are different levels to water. With water, right? That's why the elements were made first before we were even in existence. Because water has a boiling point and it has a freezing point. What happens when you boil water too much to a point? It create mass. If you boil a certain level of water or a certain texture of water to a certain element, it creates mass. It creates a figure, a solid after a point. You guys have to understand that. It makes a lot of sense. And when you break fire, I think I said too much on here already. All right, you guys. It's been already 15 minutes. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope that you guys have learned something, made some notes or something like that. Please do let me know anything or any questions that you have in here. I love you guys so much, brothers and sisters. I love you dearly. If nobody told you that they love you, I love you dearly. I love you. I love you with the passion and the love of our Father, Elohim Adonai. I love you because He loves you so much. I love you with the unconditional love that He showed us, that He shows me every day. I love you so much. Please, don't ever let nobody tell you that you're not loved, because you are loved. Even when people piss you off and it agitates you, don't be arrogant, don't be ignorant. Just accept it, because love is acceptance. It's not rejection. It's acceptance, because you can't move forward if you don't accept. So y'all, I love you so much again. What was I gonna say? Much more abundance to you all. Much more love to you all. Much more favor, grace, much more success and victory, for you are a conqueror. This land, this earth is not for those demons. It's not for those fallens. It's not for those devils. It's for us. Those that literally, those that were, it's in our birthright. It's in our birthright. We step on this land to conquer it. It's our birthright. It is our birthright. So switch your mindset. Because I'm not walking around and telling people, oh yeah, I'm a king, I'm royalty. No, that's egotistically, because a lot of times, a lot of people that do those type of things, they're not really looking at it from a side where like, oh yes and that. No, you're supposed to be spiritual first, because you can't have a physical type. You can have all the physical things in the world, but you never know how you are going to die, let alone live. Because a tsunami could come and knock everything that you worked hard for the past 20 years, for the past 30 years, and you would not have nothing left. But only being what? You will only have what? The mercy of other people to be able to follow up with your dream. So remember that. We are literally working onto somebody else's expectations and their manifestation of what they want us to live by. So if somebody call you broke, tell them that you're not broke. Tell them that you are rich in everything that you need abundantly. If somebody ever tell you that you're stupid, you are wise to not even respond to them. Sometimes silence is better than no words of response at all. Some people, they know that. Some people, they don't. Sometimes they do things to try to irritate you on purpose. Don't let it get to you. Show them love, because love is exactly what's going to create a better solution, rather than continuing on that path of darkness or that path of destruction. So, love you all. Peace unto you. Love and love and love and love and love and love and love. Ashe and shalom to you all.